So all this summer I had a little Blink security camera in my backyard capturing all the various wildlife, and I guess I've been enjoying it so much I decided to make it a little more permanent, and I've designed an enclosure for it to keep it out of the elements so I can move it around. In this video, we'll go through the steps I took to design this adapter. Okay, let's render up the hood. First thing we need to do is sort of put a block about the same size as the actual camera. And then we need to create some sort of little top hat for it, or a roof. That's going to look like this. It's come down a bit. I just modeled this as a cube and then 3 cylinders. This cylinder in the middle here is just slightly taller. And if I hold that together, I would get a picture that looks like this. So now we have a cube, and it's got a little bit of a roof on it that's going to take the rain off. Of course, now we've got to hollow it out, so actually there's a place for the camera to fit, and that's pretty simple there. We just basically subtract a similar geometry from the center. So that's starting to look pretty good. It's quite deep, and that's not going to make it so easy for the camera to see out the bottom there. So what we'll do is we'll do a little carve out for it. And now the camera is protected on the top, but the cutout in the bottom here basically allows the camera to look downwards or look outwards without being shadowed. But the nice top, of course, keeping that rain off. The last thing to do simply is to put some mounting holes into the assembly. 2 mounting holes are required, one for the camera at the back and then one to actually mount it. The holes in the back here just match what Amazon provides. They have a little swivel bracket you get when you get the camera. The one on the bottom here models a 1/4 20 nut, which is the standard size of threads for a camera tripod. So you can mount this hood on a traditional tripod if desired. And I do that if I really want to lift it off the ground. But because my tripod's pretty expensive, I don't really like leaving it all the time. The next thing we'll do is actually build a little tripod that is suitable for taking photographs near the ground, where all the ground critters in my yard hang out, it seems. Okay, to do the tripod, first I would model up the base of the hood assembly that we just had. And then, of course, has to sit down here on the ground. Notice it's obviously on a Z offset. And what you do is the hull function, or perhaps more commonly known as lofting. And we create a nice little loft here. It looks fairly decent. Of course, it's going to want to promptly fall over unless there's actually a tripod here. So you model one leg and then 2 legs. So now we have a nice stable tripod. The only thing left to do, quite frankly, is we got to put a hole in this because we need to get a bolt to come up somewhere in the center so we can attach these 2 bits together. And that just simply models 2 cylinders. There's one on the side for the 1/4 inch 20 bolt that comes through. And then if we just rotate it around, a much larger opening that basically is enough that I can get sort of a thumb screw in and attach it that way. So there we go. 2 fairly simply modeled devices. Print them separately, and I have a solution. Right, another useful 3D functional print. Didn't take too long to devise, and it's going to keep this little camera hopefully out of the weather. I guess I'll report back in a year's time, much like my other videos where I say the same thing. But certainly I've had a lot of good luck with 3D prints for just miscellaneous things like this. And we'll see how it performs in the weather. It's going to get rainy where I live, and it's going to keep this camera out of the rain, hopefully, and still producing compelling and interesting wildlife videos of my backyard. So here's the camera all nestled in my garden. If you'd like to download the files, I have a copy in the description of the video. It's only about 109 lines of code. I also have a copy up in Thingiverse, including the STL files. The link for that will be in the video description as well. Hope that was interesting, and on to the next one.